Evangelization. It's the reason the Catholic Church exists, and why in every age the Church asks itself how best to communicate the good news of Jesus Christ. Today's digital culture brings unprecedented challenges.
If you were to describe the current climate of our discourse and communication, not only in the church but in society as a whole, what would your word be?
Volatile, fragmented.
Propaganda.
It's challenging.
Okay, it's 3 words, but it describes one concept: Tower of Babel. Chaos, miscommunication, different communities speaking different languages and not really understanding each other.
Social media is monopolizing our attention, often fueling anger, anxiety, and polarization. Influencer culture is shifting trust from institutions to personalities, turning identity and belonging into commodities. Generative AI is raising existential questions around truth, ethics, and human nature. What does all of this mean for a church that anchors itself in the real presence of Jesus and in real communion with one another? What does effective evangelization look like today? From the beginning, the Christian community proclaimed the risen Jesus and his message of love and forgiveness. But evangelizing effectively has always depended on the historical and cultural context in which a Christian community was embedded. Today, globalization and digital cultures present radically new contexts, which demand new analyses and ideas. Enter the Way Forward, an ecclesial gathering of bishops, academics, media figures, and other Catholic leaders coming together each year to tackle the most pressing issues facing the Church in the United States.
Good morning. I'm very glad to welcome you to the University of St. Thomas.
In February 2026, the group tackled the urgent matter of evangelization and communications.
We've been so excited to host this conference because the conversations that happen here don't happen in other venues. It's been less about experts providing information and more about a shared articulation of the questions that require a lot more wrestling with.
The formula of these meetings is highly intentional. Identify an issue and a corresponding papal teaching for reflection. Celebrate Mass together and foster a community of friendship. Ground the dialogues in the teachings and spirit of the Second Vatican Council. Offer expert analysis and practical solutions. Create space for open and honest exchange of perspectives. And promote a common witness to help build up the Catholic Church. But any practical solutions or common witness begins with an analysis of the problem.
Good morning, everyone. It's a delight to be here. If we go back to the patristic and biblical tradition, we see that the church saw its primary task not as conveying information, but handing on an experience of the living God.
So the panel I moderated this morning was focused on ecclesiology and digital evangelization. And I think really the key question it was grappling with are, how are digital communicators rooted in the life of the church? With that, I'll open things up and turn things over to Massimo.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. One of the big differences that we see between the church of today and the church of the 1960s was that back then it was a normal assumption that there were so-called gatekeepers. The bishops, the Holy See, the clergy could decide who had a voice in the Catholic media. This is something that has changed fundamentally. Everyone has a voice potentially because the internet is available to everyone.
Most Catholic communities have geographical boundaries under the jurisdiction of a bishop. But the internet has decentralized the flow of information, allowing Catholic influencers to reach audiences far beyond those boundaries. Despite having no official teaching authority, these influencers can become far more influential than bishops.
The problem is that there are no gatekeepers anymore, and so it's very difficult to determine who should have a voice and those who spread hate messages or values that are incompatible.
Pope Leo is, of course, clear-eyed about the risks of involvement in this digital culture. We all are. So as Kristen said, the goal isn't mere presence, it's encounter. Digital engagement should always draw people toward embodied community and the sacraments and not replace them.
The tensions created in the Catholic Church by social media and influencer culture are very real. But what's the difference between influencing and evangelizing? Are they opposed or complementary?
This is an area where there's going to be no simple solution to how to regain authority or how to control the content that's put out there. And that poses some real strategic challenges that the bishops are going to have to wrestle with.
The core of hypocrisy is pretense and attention seeking, right? Look at meism.
Most of the content that we seem to be making and spreading online presents authentic Catholic life as being this very perfect, very controlled, idealistic, and narrow way of living.
To be an evangelist, it was argued, means telling people how Jesus looks at us with love and mercy, and in turn, trying to look at others with the same love and mercy.
Too many influencers, too many Catholic influencers, unfortunately, have this all mixed up, have it all backwards. They tell us to look at them, saying their lives illuminate Jesus. And that, for any of us, is very dangerous indeed. Thank you.
We have to remember that regarding all programs, the true formator is Christ, and that we have to act at every moment as if all that we're doing with programs or initiatives is to prepare and make easier the way and remove barriers to Christ's work of evangelization.
In a time when a lot of people are wondering what it means to have human dignity, like what it even means to be a person anymore in the digital era, the church has a really powerful message that you are valuable because of who you are. The church has a beautiful message about what it means to genuinely love and encounter another person. So these kinds of themes, which are old themes in the Christian tradition and in Catholic social teaching, are now extremely relevant to questions and debates that our broader society is having.
When it comes to evangelization and technology, perhaps no topic is more relevant or consequential than artificial intelligence.
In the context of a conference like this, where we're talking about evangelizing and using various new tools, talking about social media and AI is key, because AI is now shaping all of the messages that we see, whether we realize it or not.
And consider this, 4 in 10 practicing Christians, some 40%, report using AI to assist with prayer, Bible study, or spiritual growth.
There's been AI involved in our lives for many, many years now through our technology, as basic as our phone. But since the deployment of ChatGPT into the world, everybody's really focusing on generative AI, the kind of AI that can generate text or images or video. And that's being seen on one hand as a wonderful way of doing new things in the world, and on another as a way that really poses some major dangers.
Job losses, data centers, energy demand, affordability, economic disparities. There's a transparency issue, the environmental costs, the loss of social cohesion, how our children may be put at risk by AI.
And that is where the Catholic philosophical and theological tradition will have and has already a huge contribution to make.
Enter Pope Leo, who in 2026 issued a groundbreaking encyclical on safeguarding the human person in the age of artificial intelligence. In it, he argues for greater regulation and transparency in the development of AI, and insists that technology must always serve people and the common good over profit and power.
The question is not whether machines can imitate certain functions of intelligence. The question is, what image of humanity are we handing over to them? And what image of ourselves are we internalizing as we craft this new era?
A good evangelist is someone who understands who they're evangelizing. They understand how to speak and how their words will be interpreted.
So I have been tasked with talking about how to engage with controversial issues without pouring gasoline on the fire. And to that I say very simply, it is not enough to be right. As a Christian, to cut down my brother or sister may help me win an argument in the court of public opinion, but it will ultimately hurt the body of Christ and the mission of the church.
The communications experts at the gathering made clear that how Christians say something is as important as what they say.
And sometimes if we focus only on the truth, we forget to love. And love needs to be the first way that we evangelize.
Good news is not about information, but about relationships. What we're about is building up the body of Christ. What if parishes brought together people in their neighborhoods to hear what is critical in their lives right now?
What does effective evangelization look like today? Christians who model or witness to a more gentle, humble, listen-first style of communication. As Pope Paul VI famously said, people today listen more willingly to witnesses than to teachers, and if they do listen to teachers, it is because they are witnesses.
In the end, the communication is the sharing of a person, the person of Jesus Christ. I want to offer a reminder about the necessary and irreplaceable human mediation needed to proclaim that word.
I am a convert to the Catholic faith. I experienced a very profound moment of conversion when I was a sophomore in college. And it came about because I had attended a mass expecting the priest to deliver a speech about an issue that I was really concerned about. I'd gone there expecting a kind of event. And instead, what I experienced was the liturgy, the Eucharist. I'd never experienced anything like this in my life before.
I'm so grateful for the Way Forward's attempt to promote unity through dialogue, through listening, through trying to understand one another. We've done a lot of reflecting in these past 2 days on the work of evangelization. What evangelistic witness could be more powerful than that of being reconcilers in today's circumstances? May it be so.